Good morning, everybody. It is June 28th, 2017, and we're going to take a look at everything that's been going on in Europe so far here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group Securities Off My Money Block. All right, folks, let's just jump in because the markets, I think it's going to be an interesting trading day. In the overnight hours, we saw that Asia took it on the chin a little bit. Obviously, it was a flow over from the action that happened in the States, specifically large cap tech was really taking it hard yesterday to the downside. We're seeing a little bit of a rebound this morning pre-market in the States. But taking a look at Europe, and in full disclosure, I do have my clients exposed to the European continent. FEZ is an ETF that right now looks at the top 50 stocks in Europe, and you can see it's in a battle. It's in between its 20 and 50-day moving average. The European continent right now is a little bit mixed after the action that we saw in large cap tech, but it's holding up quite well, better than we saw in the overnight session in Asia. Taking a look at the UK, probably the most notable reason why it's holding up above its 50-day moving average on the FTSE is the fact that energy is starting to rebound. You see that crude markets this morning are now bouncing, holding that 44 level. We'll watch on the API or the EIA report that will give us a better feel for either there's a build or a draw in the storage of crude oil here in the States. The API number, which is not as credible, came out last night with a small build of about 900,000 barrels. We'll see what the EIA report says. But right now the FTSE is basically flat. EWU will be interesting to see how this opens up. It is below its 20 and 50-day moving average, as you can see. So the bears have been in control there, but that can be expected with these ETFs since they don't have a complete set of holdings, and there could be a little bit of a lag in the weightings in that and so forth. But we'll see if there's a little bit of bounce with the strength that we've seen in the UK, not only because of oil, but also there was an interesting housing pricing data that came out for June. Housing prices in the UK are up about 1.1%. That's a huge increase. As a matter of fact, expectations were that there was going to be about a 0.1% drop. So you're seeing that the housing sector is really heating up in the UK. The French CAC continues to battle between the 20 and 50-day moving average. Again, with the fact that we had the tech pullback and one of the large caps. So right now it's up about a point, but one of the large caps in the aerospace, Airbus, down about 1.4%, 1.3 right now. Looks like it's holding up quite well. Let's see if the weak euro and also the hawkish statements from ECB President Draghi yesterday, where he basically said that the ECB believes that the low inflation at this juncture is short term. That, as a matter of fact, they are going to meet the inflation forecast for the year, as well as the fact that they believe that there is a strong potential for some strong growth in Europe. We saw institutional money flowing in here basically at the end of last year, beginning of this year. It started to taper off a little bit as we got into the March-April area, but you can clearly see that the battle is beginning, and you can see it in the French CAC. Take a look at EWQ. That's an ETF that also tracks CAC stocks, and that's trading right at or slightly below its 20-day moving average. Finally, looking at the DAX. Now, what's interesting is that we have some mixed action here, especially in the large cap space. You're seeing large cap drugs, tech to the downside, but what you are seeing is some mixed action in autos. You have the likes of Daimler, BMW, Volkswagen, all trading mixed. You see that the DAX is actually pressured down 16. Watch the bond markets today. Also, you can watch EWG, an ETF that tracks. I think the bond markets are going to give us a little bit of clue of what's going to be going on. They yesterday had a tough session. You can see that the German 10-year was down quite precipitously. Right now, the bears are clearly in control in the bonds. There's a big dumping of the German 10-year. They're holding up this morning, up about 0.1%. Let's see how that German bond action actually starts to play out. This could be a catalyst to the upside if, in fact, they continue to pull off and sell bonds. That means that money is going to have to cycle out and could potentially get into the equities. And we're seeing similar action this morning in the French and the British 10 years as well. Also, finally, taking a look at the euro. The euro has bounced pretty significantly. Right now, it's trading at par basically with the dollar. Excuse me, I should take that back. It's trading right at its opening price at 113, trading flat. That's what I meant this morning. So the euro's strength is not continuing at this juncture, but that just probably means that the dollar weakness has also tapered off. So we'll have to keep an eye on all of this action. That's it right now for On the Open in Europe. Join me at 9:30 Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about everything that's going on in the U.S. markets, give you some trading ideas, and set us up for the remainder of today here at MarketStream.live. See you then.